We're with Chaotic Moon today, so why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do?
Okay, I'm Worley. I'm with Chaotic Moon Studios. We just launched here at South by Southwest on Saturday. We had a fantastic party at Kung Fu Saloon, which is a vintage arcade, and we announced a game called Cadence Void.
And so tell us a little bit about what Chaotic Moon actually does.
Sure. So basically we have 4 primary services. We do mobile strategy, content publishing, custom development, and then also a thing we call application resurrection, which is where people pay a lot of money to get an app developed, they get it in the store, and maybe they don't get a return on that investment. We look for opportunities there to basically redo all of the art and redo all of the code, help them take that to market and kind of relaunch it so they can recoup that investment.
So let's say I developed an iPhone app and nobody bought it. It was rubbish, or it was good. I thought it was good, but everyone else thought it was rubbish and didn't buy it. So that would be a time to pick up the phone to you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So in most cases, here's what we see. Artists develop apps that have poor code, or developers develop apps that have really poor art. That's often a combination. Sometimes conceptually the application is fantastic, but maybe they didn't have the resources. All of our creative team comes out of, they're like Pixar level guys. They're out of all of the big ad agencies. They're fantastic. And our engineering team comes out of Apple and IBM R&D and a bunch of other places. So we can go very wide and very deep with everything. So, no matter what you have, it's probably pretty assured that it can be upgraded in some way. And that's what's made the application resurrection service so popular, is a lot of people even already have an app. It's been one app we're working with has been downloaded 10 million times, but they just want to make it better. So it's been successful. It's a free app. They're not looking to recoup the investment, but they came to us to redo all of the art and add some new features. We have a thing we call Osomium 181, which is 181 pieces of code that we've developed that are proprietary to us that we can use to make your app better, bigger, faster.
So let's say I do come to you with my app and you make it totally awesome. Then you put it back in the marketplace and you take the money that comes from that, or how would I get money from that then?
Absolutely. So here's the way it works. So in content publishing, we do it in a couple of ways. With the application resurrection, we're usually acquiring those properties for either cash or a royalty right. Then we relaunch them. Either way, there's some mix of that, and you get some royalty. It could be 5% or 10% or up to 25%. In content publishing, there's 3 partners. So the way we see it is we treat you as an equal partner in this property. So we give you about 25% of the royalty of everything we make for the lifetime of that intellectual property.
And you have enough staff to deal with all of the apps that you're getting, or?
We do. So we launched the second week. Well, we didn't launch. We launched on Saturday, but we started the company in the second week of January. We have 12 apps in the App Store on iTunes alone. We have 100 applications in production, and we have about 60 apps across 8 different platforms that are in some sort of approval process. So we have a very, very big team. We also, again, Osomium 181 allows us to not have to reuse. It allows us to reuse and not have to remake the wheel every time we do it. So I was one of the co-founders of iPhone Dev Camp, and I also founded the Pre-Dev Camp and helped with the Windows Mobile Dev Camp. So I've spent 3 years before starting the company collecting up every tip and trick and thing and writing pieces of code and putting them in a repository so that I could start this in this year in 2010.
And you told me as well that you're also using crowdsourcing.
Yes. On Cadence Void, which is a new title, we announced it Saturday. We're going to launch it at South by Southwest next year. It is a crowdsource open innovation model. So with that game title, any musician or artist can participate in creating the backgrounds, the character sprite animations, or the music. And the way that works is we get it voted up through our community, and the people that get voted up, or even some that we just personally like, I'll be honest, there's every once in a while community doesn't like it, but we do. We pull those and we put them into in-app purchases in the games across the various platforms. And so let's say that it was in the App Store, for example, with Apple. You would get $1.99 if somebody bought it. Apple would take their hunk, would use about $1.40, and we would split the revenue with the person that created the content.
That sounds amazing. Tell me, what's your favorite or the most innovative app that you've seen so far?
So that's an interesting question, because We have a new app that's coming out. I'm also the founder of the Augmented Reality event in Santa Clara, June 2nd and 3rd. And we have an app that we're going to show there that is augmented reality. It's a massive multiplayer in-world game called The Revenants. And that's all we can say, unfortunately. And I only say that it's the most innovative because we took the dev kits, we actually worked with the companies to expand on the SDKs to do some of the stuff we were thinking about, all the way down to protocol level stuff for a quality of service in some cases. So, I hate to say ours is most innovative, but it's great. Outside of that, my number one favorite app of all time is Shazam because it's brilliant. It is the most brilliant app. It's like, I want to know what this song is.
I use it to cheat on pub quizzes.
How do you do that? Wait, switch. Go ahead. How do you do that?
So in the UK, when they play, sometimes they'll play bits of music in a pub quiz and they'll say, name that song. So you take out your Shazam application and you go, what is that song?
And does that give you enough of the song for you to do that?
It does.
That is fantastic. But yes, I do love Shazam. It is amazing.
So thank you for that part of the interview, and enjoy South by Southwest, and thank you very much for sharing with us.
Well, thank you very much for having us. If people want to learn more, they can go to chaoticmoon.com or facebook.com/chaoticmoon.
Fantastic. Thank you.